OCB Battles Real Talk. Fellow, introduce yourself.
Yo, my name's Jed Mitchell, or you might know me as Soul from battling on Don't Flop.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Safe, man, safe. What you saying?
The same as what I do with everyone else. If you can just go in and let people know how you got into battling and music.
Yeah. I actually got a weird ass story of how I got into battling. Back in 2006 or 7 or something, like quite a long time ago. I played poker online. Now I do it professionally, but back then I was doing it just as a hobby, like trying to get good at it or whatever. And there was a website called 2plus2, which is basically a poker strategy forum, where people would swap ideas and talk about hands and different stuff. And then there was like an off-topic section. And then I went into the off-topic section one day, and it was basically just guys like fucking around, like joking, but it was like a battle the person above you type thing, like write a line like to diss them or whatever. And so I was just like fucking around in that like for a couple hours, and I was like, yo, this shit's fun as fuck. Like, and I've always like enjoyed writing, like, and I was meant to go to university to do English, but like I got accepted into like 4 universities, but I didn't get accepted into Edinburgh, which is the one I wanted. So I was just like, alright, fuck this, because I don't really want to go to some random ass university and get an English degree, which is basically fucking useless if it's not from like a really good university. So I've always enjoyed writing, and I just sort of gravitated towards it. And then after that thread sort of like died out or whatever, I was like, man, this is fun as fuck. Like, I wonder if like there's anything else like this on the internet. And then I found a site called Hip Hop App, which basically was that. It was like guys just text battling or whatever. And then I looked for like things around about my local area, but at that time, sort of 2008, there wasn't really like a written scene in Scotland. You know what I mean? Like, Scotland is as like a battle culture, even still now, is pretty like low key. Like they do throw some events, there's some leagues like Badmouth and stuff throw pretty good events, and there's a lot of really good battlers up here as well, but it's just there isn't the consistent events that they have like down south or elsewhere in the world. And it was like that, but to an even bigger extent. Like, there was no like written scene in Scotland at that point. So I just kept doing that, kept practicing my writing on the internet. Like, just if I had a spare hour or whatever, I would jump on there, like do a text battle, and then yeah, it was pretty good fun, man. I enjoyed it. Didn't really take it too seriously. And then someone told me that Don't Flop, which I found out about through Grind Time. Like, I was a big fan of Grind Time and Jump Off, because obviously like in 2007 when I was on Hip Hop Ave and that, like the WRC 07s were going on right then, so I was like watching that as it happened. And then like when Grind Time started, obviously it was a natural progression getting into that, and then found out about Don't Flop through that. I think I seen Kruger battling Illusion Z and found out about Don't Flop through that. And then weirdly enough, like a few months after I found out about them, they had a tryout event in Scotland, which I tried out at, was completely shit, was like absolutely terrible, worst battle ever. I was garbage. But fortunately, back in those days, you didn't actually like I don't know, you didn't really have to be good, so to get like a second battle, you didn't have to really show any potential. It was just like, whatever, man, have a second battle, see how he does. And then I had a second battle down in Bristol and did pretty well. And then from then on, just sort of became like a mainstay in the league, and yeah, just battling like 3-4 times a year or whatever, like for the last 5 years, just doing it as like a hobby really. And yeah, I guess that's how I got into it, and rest is history, pretty much.
Cool, bro. Cool. So we're not gonna go battle through battle with you, but let's talk about the controversy that got you taken out of the league for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go in on it was the Caustic and Jeffrey Price battle.
So like, what specifically do you want to know about it?
Well, just give your opinion on it, bro. Just give your thoughts on it, and like what happened and why you did what you did.
So like, what happened was, it's kind of like a long story, and like, but I was down in 5th birthday because I was battling Zen and Chris Lees with Definition. We were doing a 2-on-2. And beforehand, like, I had learned about like whatever was happening with Jeff or whatever. Like, I knew about it beforehand. with his what was going on in his personal life and stuff. And then I found out like through. Actually, you know what? He asked me not to hot him up, so like way back at 4th birthday, I asked him not to hot him up, but I told him that I wouldn't, so I'll honor that agreement. But I found out from someone that Caustic was gonna mention that in Jeff's verse, in his verse to Jeff. So I went and told Jeff that he was gonna mention it, and I said, Jeff, just go home. Like, don't do the battle because it's not worth it, man. Like, it's a battle. Like, battle rap is like realistically in the grand scheme of things, battle rap's like a fun hobby, but like other than that, that's it. It's just a fun hobby that guys do, and it's not worth like potentially ruining your life over a battle. And he was said, no, I've had a word with him, and he promised that he wasn't going to do it. And I was like, bro, he doesn't owe anything to you. Like, he's gonna do it. And Jeff was like, nah. I mean, I can't just leave. I have to do the battle. So then, what happened. And after the battle, I was kind of pissed off. And I went actually on stage to talk to Jeff and just be like, yo, you alright? And I had to walk past Caustic because of the side of the platform I was on. And I said some bullshit to him. I can't even remember what it was I said. It was like 2 years ago, but I can't fucking remember. Some white knight shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yo, why don't... But like, I was up in his face, but because the stage was so small and I was trying to walk past him, and he was like, yo, why don't you let your buddy fight your own battles, man? And I was just like, whatever, man, fuck off, or something like that. I can't remember what I said. It was like that. And I put my hand on him just to like push past him, like to get to Jeff. And like, as I put my hand on him, he said like, don't touch me, bro, and shoved me like really hard, like almost off the stage. And then like, I don't know, I've been like weirdly, like I've been in a lot of fights in my life, and like not really started by me. Like this one obviously was started by me. Like I take full responsibility for it. But yeah, like I'm not too bothered about like getting beat up or whatever, because realistically, if me and Caustic had a fair fight, Caustic would probably kick the shit out of me. He weighs like probably a good 40 pounds more than me, and I'm pretty sure he's had some amateur boxing experience or something. So if like we did fight, he would probably fuck me up, but I'm not really that worried about getting fucked up. Like I wouldn't ever let someone like push me that hard and not retaliate. I'd rather just get fucked up than like walk away like a bitch or whatever. So I'd swung on him, like probably just like heat of the moment stuff, but I don't think swinging on him was my mistake. My mistake was like getting up on stage and being so pissed about it in the first place, because really it had nothing to do with me. But I don't really apologize like for swinging on him. Like that's because realistically, if the same thing happened again tomorrow, like I would do the same thing. Like no one will ever shove me like that and like have me not swing on them or whatever. It's just the way it is. Whether I get fucked up or not, that's a different story. Probably will most of the time because I'm tiny. So but, yeah, that's pretty much what.
Cool, man. Cool. Thanks for guiding on that. Like it just means that your side of the story is out just as much as everyone else's. You get me?
Yeah. No, like I say, man, I take full responsibility for what happened.
So the 6th birthday's just been dropped, and as everyone knows, I like talking about the Don't Flop events. It gives us something to talk about as well. So let's do this. We're going to start on day 1. We're going to start at the bottom of the flyer, and we're going to go through all 14 matches. So nice. let's kind of keep it brief, because otherwise we could be here all day.
Yeah.
Pamphlet versus Calcium Kid.
Yo, that is like the battle that I'm most anticipating from 4th birthday. Like 6th birthday, sorry, that's my favourite battle. It's difficult to judge because they're both like so like Calcium Kid's style is so like abstract that it's like he's almost not battling at times. He's just like saying nonsense that is funny, but he's just like so fucking good at it, and the stuff he says is like hilarious. Whereas Pamphlet will actually like do the same sort of thing, but he'll actually like be a little bit more direct than Calcium Kid. I don't know, man. Like if I was judging the battle, like I think stylistically Pamphlet might have the edge just because he'll be a little bit more direct, but like preference-wise, Calcium Kid all the way. Like, I would probably end up voting for Calcium Kid just because that dude is like top 3 entertaining battle rappers in the UK for me. So I would just be so entertained by him that I would probably end up thinking that Calcium won, even though Pamphlet might.
Mr. Ree versus Lotta Zay.
I'm not too familiar with Lotta Zay. I know who he is, and I've seen his grind type battles like from back in the day, but people are saying that he's smashing it on like proving grounds and like doing URLs and that. Now I haven't seen any of his recent battles. He was always pretty good back in the day, and Mr. Ree I think's good. I think he's got his hands full with this one. I'd probably go with Lotta Zay, like off what I've seen from him in his grind time days. Yeah, but Mr. Ree is like definitely dope, and I like his multis and style of writing and stuff. But I think Lotta Zay's just got a little bit more experience, and on how, especially on a big stage, like controlling crowds and stuff is really important. So yeah, I'd go with Lotta Zay on that one, but close.
Cool. Enigma versus Bonnie Godiva.
Enigma.
Okay.
Bonnie Godiva's terrible. Like legit, she is awful.
Okay, cool.
She's not even good for a girl.
Real talk, motherfucker, real talk. Cool. Big J, you know Lavos?
Oh man, that is not my type of battle, dude. I don't know.
It's gonna be a funny battle to watch. Whether it's your kind of battle or not, it's gonna be entertaining. Let's be honest. Like, you get what I mean?
I mean, like, yeah, I guess it depends what you're entertained by. Like, Big J can be funny at times. Right, here's what I hope. I hope that Big J doesn't try and come as, like, Bars Big J. Like, because Bars Big J, like, when Big J goes, like, down the Bars route, it's not good at all. But he is actually, like, pretty funny and entertaining. When he doesn't give a fuck, he's much more entertaining than he is when he, like, tryhards it and tries to do, like, bars or whatever. And I think Uno Lavos is garbage, so probably Big J, but who knows.
Alright, cool. Kruger versus DNA.
Kruger, not even close.
Okay.
DNA's terrible. Kruger is maybe the best in the UK.
I like the way that you are giving me real talk, brother. I love this. I love that.
Yeah, because it's not like I'm dissing these guys. It's a you know what I mean? If someone thinks I'm shit at battling, then I don't give a fuck. Like, it's like saying I'm shit at golf or something. It's just some bullshit that we do on the side. It's not worth basing any portion of your ego around it. Like, and if you do base any portion of your ego around battle rap, then you probably need to have a look at your life. So if anyone gets it.
Shuffle T and Marlowe in the title match versus Dialect and Zen.
That's such a stylistically weird match that's so hard to judge.
Are we gonna get new champions, bro?
It's difficult as fuck to judge because Dialect and Zen are so different from like Shuffle T and Marlowe. Like, in every aspect, not even just in battle rap, just they're like polar opposites as human beings and as like the style that they rap with. It will depend on whether Shuffle T and Marlowe can make Dialect and Zen look ridiculous, like, for trying so hard, because that's like a lot of what Shuffle T and Marlowe are so good at. It's like a really fine line. Not many people can do it. Like, Pat's Day, Definition, Shuffle and Marlowe are like the only people that come to mind that are really good at making you look bad because you're trying hard, and they're just like effortlessly good. So it will depend if they can pull that off against like the sort of relentless aggression of Zen and Dialect, where it's like Dialect be like, yeah, I am doing this, like, fuck you, it doesn't matter because it's still sick. Like, man, it's close. I'd probably go with Shuffle and Marlowe, like, but on it I would not be surprised at all if Dialect and Zen won, just because Shuffle and Marlowe have more experience as a duo. Probably I would edge it to them.
Okay, cool. Main event of day one: Shotty Horror versus Young Ill.
Right, people are sleeping on Young Ill. Young Ill is sick as fuck. Like, back in the day, Young Ill was like, back when I was watching like Smack battles and stuff, like when they were like sort of just after they had first dropped, Young Ill was doing it back then. Like, he was battling Hall of the Dawn and Fight Club, all that shit, man. Young Ill's sick, like, when he tries. I think Shotty will get it, but it's just because Young Ill hasn't really been very motivated in his last few battles. He just hasn't lived up to his potential, which is like incredible. If he lives up to his potential, it might well be the battle of the weekend. But I would give it to Shotty based on what I've seen in the last few battles, because Shotty's not there right now.
Okay, so we move on to day 2. The first battle on day 2 is the freestyle between Dots and DNA.
Yeah, I think DNA will win that. DNA's a really, like, I don't think he's a good writer, but I think he's an excellent freestyler.
Nice. Big O'Shea coming back after a while, man. He's had a timeout, isn't he?
Yeah.
Versus Harry Baker.
I think O'Shea will win that, man. Stylistically, it's a really bad matchup for Harry Baker. Harry Baker, he's really good, man. Like, he killed Big J. Like,
yeah, he's proved that he can clown with the clowns, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Big J in that battle, but God. Yeah, I'd give it to O'Shea, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I just think it's a bad match stylistically for Harry.
So the next one is Quill versus Purpose.
I've got Purpose in that one, man. Not many people know about Purpose. Like, from back in the WRCs, if he comes like with that sort of ability and transfers that into writing, then I think Purpose will win and surprise a lot of people. But depends, because Quill's Raptor battle was like incredible. Like, that is the best Quill by so far, and if he keeps at that level of performance, I think it will be a very close battle. But if he's anywhere below that, I think Purpose might edge him. Like,
cool. Now we're going into the match that I personally want to watch the most. Okay.
Yeah.
I've wanted to see this battle for a long time because it's going to be unreal. Ogmios versus Neil's M Skills. my sort of fellow Norwegian brethren. Like, I'm not Norwegian, but I'm Norwenglish, so I count on both sides of the map. You get me?
You claim it now.
I do claim Norwenglish. I mean, I spoke to Niels at the Last Skis TV event, which is like the Norwegian league, and I knew it was going down. Like, he told me, and I kept quiet about it. I didn't tell anyone. But like, so go in on it, bro, because like I can talk all day about this. So I'm just gonna show you.
You know what, man? I'm gonna give that one to Ogmios.
Okay.
Like, I can't. It's one of them. They're both very, very similar, but fuck, man, it's such a hard one to judge because you don't know how their styles are gonna go over on the day. Like, it's so hard. I'd just give it to Ogmios. Like, Ogmios has been killing shit recently, so I haven't seen those for a while.
Gemini versus Big T.
Yeah, I've got Gemini for that one. Which is maybe surprising to some people, but
it's not to me, bro. I've got Gemini on that one too.
Honestly, like, Big T, it like used to be like one of my favorites in Smack, and he has like fell off so fucking hard recently. Like, that Bender battle is not close, like, at all. And he's battled with Orad. One of the few Smack battles I've watched this year because I was actually hyped for it. It wasn't good in that either. Like, I don't know, man. Gemini's like gonna be super, super, super motivated for this because this is like a huge look for Gemini, and this is just like a whatever battle for Big T. Like, Big T probably isn't gonna give a fuck about this realistically. But and I think because of that, that'll work out really well for Gemini because I think Gemini will straight like 3-0 him, like, cleanly, and it'll do a lot for Gemini in terms of like international recognition to have like such a big body on his name, no pun intended.
I was gonna say that he's one big body to catch. Might need the whole Leon Daniels team to help him catch that body if he's actually got a catch.
I'm sure they would for him, man. I'm sure they would for him.
C Major versus Chiller Jones.
Yeah, I've got C for that.
Okay.
I would see for that. I think Chilla's like, it would depend on what Chilla does. Chilla, when he comes with punchlines, is actually like really good now. Like, his punchlines are getting a lot better. I'm not a big fan of like the associative wordplay thing that people do, like him 100 bullets, that kind of style of like, and Charlie Clips as well to an extent does it quite a lot. The list of things that you just doesn't really make sense, like, but you just say it because they're all related. I'm not really a big fan of that, but I like his punchlines now that he's doing. I thought his Real Deal battle was pretty good. C Major, just for me, like, is just someone that I gravitate towards, like, as a writer. I just identify a lot and recognize a lot, like, what he does with words and the way he puts them together. And I think I just identify more with C Major's style than I do with Chilla's style. But I will say I think that'll likely be the second best battle of the event, next to the battle that you're going to ask me about next, which I think will be the best battle.
The last battle of the night, the last one of the 6th birthday. In my eyes, Yunan's last battle, because Tony's going to take him to the shed and put him down. But Tony D versus Yunan, your take on it, brother?
I think it'll be close as fuck. I don't think it'll be one-sided at all.
Okay.
I think Yunan's really good. And I think it's fashionable to hate on Yunan just now.
I'm not hating.
No, I know you're not hating on him.
Yunan,
I'm saying
Yunan,
just from what I see on Twitter.
As a battle rapper, when he's on the stage, the guy is good. Okay.
Very good.
Very good. There's no doubt about it, and he does sort of deserve a title match for all the time he's put in. I just don't like him as a person.
I mean, there's a lot of people like that, man, and I'm not even gonna dispute. Tommy's done some questionable things in his life. He knows that he's done stupid shit. I don't know, man. I'm on the fence. Yunan's never done anything to slight me or whatever, and we've always been cool. So I'm definitely not gonna jump on this.
The hate wagon.
Yeah, cause I don't know. Cause I don't really hate him, I guess. So I'm not gonna jump on that. I think he's a very, very good battler. An excellent battler.
But is he big enough to take out Uncle Tony?
You know what, man? Honestly, that's the one I can't call. I've said to Yunan on the phone, because I talked to Yunan on the phone maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he says, "Who do you think will get it?" And I says, "Man, I don't know. I don't know who will get it. You or Tony. It's going to be close as fuck. It's not going to be one-sided." And I says the same thing to Tony when last I talked to him about battling Yunan. I think it will be close as fuck. I'm going to say the same thing now, man. I can't see an edge for either of them. It's going to be style versus style. Yunan's excellent at his, what he does. Tony is the best at what he does. And it's just going to depend on the day, man. I think, fuck. Nah, I can't even predict that one. I'm just going to leave it. Because I honestly don't know, who's going to win that.
But I'm going to have to say it, big up Don't Flop for giving this card, right? I've seen a lot of people giving shit on the Don't Flop forums on Facebook and stuff about the price of the event. People, understand this right now, okay? These events cost a lot of money. They are flying God knows how many battlers over from the States. Alright? That costs a lot of fucking money. The price that they've put in on it is actually quite good for what you're getting. So
it's not just flights either, it's performance fees as well, and don't think it's only US guys getting paid now.
Oh no,
I imagine pretty much. I imagine most of the people on that card will be getting something, and near the top it's not an insignificant amount of money at all. So yeah, it's expensive to put on these events, and if you want to keep seeing events of this caliber, then you have to support them. Otherwise, it's going to fall off.
Pure and simple. That is some real talk. So, bro, what can we expect from yourself in the future? Is there anything that we should be keeping our eyes out for?
I mean, nah. You follow me on Twitter if I want. I don't really talk about battles. I'm not really in the battle rap soap opera.
I call it the whole Twitter Nation when they erupt is Twitter Nation Street now.
Oh man, that's pretty good actually.
That is the new thing when it goes down. I'm just gonna write that I'm watching Twitter Nation Street again. It's that simple.
Well, my Twitter soul was taken. I'll probably be battling sometime next year. I doubt I'll have a battle this year, but you never know. But yeah, keep your eyes out. I was meant to be on World Domination 5. Told everyone I was on World Domination 5. Sorry about that. Event got cancelled. Nothing I could do about it. But yeah, guess keep your eyes out. I'll probably be battling sometime in the future, but nothing planned right now. So just live your lives and know that I'm doing the same.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, bro? Anything else that you want to bring up, or?
I don't know, man. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm always good, bro. I'm always good.
Yeah, you've got your event 16 days, right?
We got it's 14 days. Well, 15 days. Sorry, 2 weeks tomorrow. Chaos is happening, people. So if you're Norwegian and you watch my shows and you haven't got a ticket, stop watching my show now and go buy your ticket.
That's simple.
I would much rather you buy a ticket than give me a view on this. Sorry. Like you got all the time in the world to watch my Real Talks. That event is a one-time only event.
Yeah.
Come and see the boys. It's a good card. It's a chance for a lot of people to see some of the Norwegians on this part of the country. Like most of the events in Norway are done in Oslo, not in Sandnes. Like there's an 8-hour journey between Oslo and Sandnes, bro. You get what I mean?
All right. Jesus.
So I'm giving people on the opposite side of the country a chance to come and see these battlers battle. So make sure you come and show the love and support. Not to me personally. Show your battlers support, like, because that they're the guys that are putting this time and effort into this for you.
And realistically, if you're in an area that's starved of regular battles and you're a battle fan, then unless you want there to never be an event there again, because realistically, shit's a business. So, like, if there's no demand for it, then it's not. If you're not even going to break even off the event, then people aren't going to like throw an event for you. So if you want to see events, you have to support them.
Nice, brother. Have you got any shout outs, bro?
I don't know. I guess shout out Don't Flop, DFAF. I'm kidding. Yo, shout out everyone, man. Shout out everyone that's doing their thing and just enjoying life and having a good time, man, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. And not shout out to anyone who's gassing situations on Twitter between battlers that they have nothing to do with, because you're pond scum.
Okay, so that's just put me out of work. Thanks, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
nah, you don't gas it up though, man.
I don't. I do add my 2 pence worth. I can't help it. Like, that's just me. Like, I do have to add my 2 pence worth.
To be honest, to me, like, the thing, it's the most unhealthy part of the battle scene to me. It's like the worst part of it. Like, I know that everyone likes the storylines and the drama, but at the end of the day, this shit isn't like UFC, where like people gas and gas and gas and gas, and then they have to get in a cage and fight. Like, at the end of the day, battling is like, there's no point in arguing when there isn't a resolution. You're arguing about who's going to win an argument, and then you go and have an argument on a stage. That's ludicrous. That's insane. Because battling is arguing. That's what it is. So you're arguing, argue. Event comes, you argue some more. It's not like you fight or anything. You just argue. So I can't wrap my head around this gassing, and the battlers are as much to blame as the fans, honestly. Like, people that get like as egocentric about the outcome of an argument is just like to the point where they argue about the argument. Oh man, I can't even handle it. Oh god.
Well, that is us at the end of the show, bro. Thank you very much for coming on.
Hey man, my pleasure. It was good talking to you.
It's been a pleasure to have you on. Don't forget, people, all our links, social medias, is all in the info underneath the screen. Check it out. Make sure to follow OCB. Make sure to follow Soul. Make sure you show us your love. It's been on the screen the whole time, my brother. Your Twitter
nice
name.
one. You're on this.
All the info, or like your Twitters, your Facebooks, will be in the info underneath. The same as every other show. And we are out, people. Thank you very much.
Peace.